Good morning, boys and girls, and everybody listening at home. Today is the first day of a series that I'm going to try and do over the next few weeks, and it's basically some popular stories of the Bible, because I think it's really important for everybody to be reminded about what those stories are and to hear them again, and hopefully I'll be able to connect them with what we know about our world today. And so that you can see that the Bible is not just a book written a long time ago. It actually has information for us for right here. So boys and girls, our Genesis story, we read about how God told the sun to shine and that we got day and night. And then he separated earth and he separated sky and water. He then separated out parts of the water and built up the land in one area. So boys and girls, we hear about all these things. We hear about how he created birds of the air, fish of the sea. We hear that he created the mammals that walk on the land and the reptiles. And then right at the end, we hear that Jesus created humans. Now, boys and girls, there are a lot of people who have a lot to say about our Genesis story and how our world was created. And I'm not here to talk to you about that. What I'm here to talk to you about is that God said a number of things throughout his creation. He said it was good. So he created night and day, it was good. He created sky and sea, it was good. He created animals, it was good. He created the trees, it was good. Boys and girls, one of the things that I think is so important about that Genesis story, and that gets lost when we debate about whether it's accurate or inaccurate, or whether we debate whether it's exactly the way it happened or whether it was just a story. When we do all those debates, and some of them are important to have, but we lose some very important pieces of information. And one is that it doesn't matter how it happened or over what period of time it happened or any of those kinds of things. The bottom line is God thought it was good. And so the important thing about that is God thinks we are good, because we are made in his image, and we are made, and when we were made, God said it is good. And so his animals, he loves his animals, he loves his planet. And so boys and girls, that's really important. We live in a place and we are part of a creation that God thinks is good. So boys and girls, that means two things for us today. One, you need to remember that you are loved, okay? And the other is that you have to be responsible for God's creation. You can't ruin it and destroy it. You have to look after it. You have to care for it. You have to care for the animals, the plants, the environment, and the other people on the planet, all together with God, using God's creation. The other thing that I think gets lost sometimes when we are talking about the creation story and when we debate it too much and we think about all the minor details is we lose another thing. And that is that God is creative. So boys and girls, if God just wanted to populate a world, he could have populated it with all cats or all dogs or all fish or all birds or whatever, but he didn't. He populated it with birds and fish and dogs and cats and giraffes and all kinds of amazing and awesome creatures. He even created spiders with multiple eyes, so many eyes. And so boys and girls, he was creative. He didn't just sit there and go, "No, well, that'll do." No, he made it beautiful. He created it creatively, and he said it is good. And so boys and girls, a reminder, you are made lovingly and creatively by God to live in this amazing world, which he also created lovingly and creatively. And so boys and girls, that's a responsibility to you. It's a responsibility to know that you are loved, and it is a responsibility to know that you have to show love back to that environment that God created for you. All right, let's say a prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for this amazing planet on which we live, for the beautiful variation in plant, animal, and we just pray that you will help us to remember that we are good, it is good, and that we need to look after it. Amen. All right, boys and girls, thank you. See you next week. Still online.